So we want to dive back into where we picked up of what MOPS needs to be successful. And one of the things we identified was knowing your business. So what should people know about their businesses to be effective in MOPS?
I actually want to recommend a book because I think it's a great starting point. It's The First 90 Days.
Okay.
We will leave this in the chat. It's a great book because it helps you figure out how to align goals and strategy. So, let's say you're coming from a tech company and going to another tech company, same industry. You might come in thinking, I have a playbook and I'm going to execute on my playbook. But that might not be the case because there's a new culture. There might be a new way that they measure things. So, because it's a new environment, it's a really good place to start to really sit back and be curious and try and get information before coming in and suggesting how to approach it.
Gotcha. Like Ted Lasso said, be curious, not judgmental, which was quoting, I believe, Walt Whitman.
Walt Whitman, yes.
So I like that. I think it also kind of ties into incentives because within each goal and strategy, a company's going to have an incentive structure for various people. So when you're working with MOPS, you're almost always supporting other teams and you want to understand what is the incentive structure of that team. So when you're supporting SDRs and BDRs and sales, often there's a commission aspect. So if you understand that they might be commissioned very specifically on calls, meetings booked, things like that, then you can understand the pressure when something goes wrong in MOPS and a lead gets dropped. They're going to be really upset about it because in their mind, it's kind of actually taking money out of their pocket. So understanding that incentive structure allows you to help them be more successful.
I think that's a very good point. I think the final point to really look into is measurement and how what will lead to success. So, who is your most profitable clients? What do they actually look like? And even if you might have a data analyst, spend some time in your database. How old is your database? Look at the populations, how much they've aged, how engaged certain folks are. Are those the right people that line up with who are the most profitable clients that you have? So it's good to get into the data, not
Mm-hmm.
just look at the high level measurement, but the lower levels of the detail to figure out what are you working at? What is their possibilities to meet some amazing goals that you have on your plate that maybe are unexpected because of the information you just learned?
Yeah, I think MOPS has a much different set of eyes. So if we talk about like a strategy that a company might have to be expanding into a new market, as a MOPS person, knowing the database as well you do, understanding how forms and things work, you're going to know nuances that'll be very useful, such as what is the industry pick list? When we have revenue bands, are they broken down the right way? You need to be thinking not only what about the data that we have, but how do we get the data that we need to help in support of those strategies, to help in support of the success metrics that these other people are built on. And I think one of the things that we can really do as MOPS is use that information that we know about the company, that we know about the people to help make other people successful. And then I think it becomes a much more collaborative environment and much easier for a MOPS person to be successful.
I think this is great.
Yeah, that's pretty simple, right? Just know the goals and strategies, the incentives and the measurements. Easy day.
No big deal.
No big deal. Yes, this was awesome. Well, we'll come back for another question another day. But thanks for this, Danielle.
Thank you.